words of the great Denzel Washington, Malcolm X, I've been had. I was took, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. This guy conned me. How could you learn under Arsene Wenger and Pep Guardiola and play this dead football? This guy's the pastor in the American churches that's all screaming and shouting and saying, screaming and saying, and taking your money and going off to the strip club later that night. This is who he is.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz and the Round Table discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got all the man them here, ST, The Truth, and Mr. KA with me. How are we doing, people?
All good,
I'm
man.
back.
We're good.
I
We're
am
good in
back.
the festive spirits.
Yeah, man. All the Arsenal fans, yeah, you're all happy, you get me?
I don't know about Arsenal fan happy, but it's Christmas, so
Trust Mr. KA, to put on a Christmas jumper before the Christmas show, bro. You always do stuff that like no one else does. Every single time.
He's trying to cheer himself up.
He has to cheer himself up because the football is making him sad,
Because you know what, because before at least when we were doing bad, at least we had Ole, at least, but now he's gone. What do we have?
Benitez.
What do we have?
And you don't even have him. He beat.
we have Newcastle getting relegated, hopefully.
No.
They'll become the richest
We
club.
need Newcastle in the league.
Newcastle are my
man.
team.
They're two of the richest
Black
club in
and
the
white
conference,
army.
bro, man.
No. They're my boys.
Man said the richest club in the conference, bro.
Yeah.
People, look, Footie Chat is back. As you can see, The Truth has fully recovered from bird flu, as Tooth said on the UFC. I mean, Fight Talk episode 10, which is out. People go check that out as well.
Yeah.
Mr. KA is back, and obviously ST was with me last week. ST and I did Lone Rangers last week, doing Footie Chat, giving you lot your weekly
did you win?
dose. Oh, we'll get to that. But people, as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, all that good stuff. As I say all the time, share. We are here, and don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Before we get into the first topic of conversation, I just have to say, people, there's nothing wrong with me. I am absolutely fine. But as you can see, I've got a massive smile on my face. And that is because Wreck-It Ralph is back, is here. He's here, Ollie is gone, and we saw what football is about, right? When we played Crystal Palace.
Oh my days, you guys are lying to yourself.
Don't call the police. Don't try and get me put into a mental institution. I am fine. It's just now that we've got a proper coach in our team, I'm in a good mood. But we're going to talk about Wreck-It Ralph, or Rock and Roll Ralph, or Rolex Ralph, whichever one you want to call him, in a little bit. Because we need to get to the main topic of conversation. We've got our two Arsenal fans here, right? We need to talk about Mikel Arteta, the man himself, doing his best at Arsenal Football Club. I don't know what these guys want from him. And it's his first job. He's got them challenging for the league, Imagine they're challenging for the league. And these Arsenal fans are cussing, because man went away to Liverpool, who no one wins away at Liverpool. And obviously they got humbled. Cool, fair enough. They went away to Old Trafford, that awful record, right, that Arsenal have. And Mikel alone put a stop to it. Winning last season, they lost. Unfortunate. It was unfortunate. And then I can't say, there's nothing I can say about the Everton game, to be honest, positive. But Mr. KA, I'm gonna come to you first.
You have to go to KA first.
The last time we spoke, you were on this 10-game unbeaten run. There was a hint of optimism. I won't say you were going over the top because after before the Liverpool game, but there was a hint of optimism.
There was a few fans that were a bit over the top, as we do.
A hint of optimism in the Liverpool game. It didn't work out. Obviously, then it was Newcastle at home, comfortable 2-0 victory. And now it's back-to-back losses away at Old Trafford, always difficult for Arsenal to go to. And then the Everton game as well. First things first, before we get into the manager, just give us your take on how you thought the game went against Everton and Manchester United.
Well, and Manchester United as well. I'll be honest, I've been a bit busy lately, so I haven't been on late. So I actually had to catch both games on the radio. So I didn't really get to give a full eye test of both matches. But as we know, that we list games on the radio, they are a lot more descriptive in their commentary. And from what I heard, we had just typical Arsenal. We have our pockets of moments, but we just don't know how to manage a game. Arsenal took the lead in the Everton game, and we ended up conceding how many goals? Like Richarlison literally took home the match ball because of the goals he scored. So there weren't good performances, there weren't good turnouts. You have individual moments of brilliance, but we just can't finish games. We don't have the leaders on the pitch. Our so-called captain Aubameyang is rushing chances, missing sitters I wouldn't say a sitter, but missing good chances to equalize the game and to get a point. Like against Everton, he's been conceding for fun recently. Man United, Ronaldo's back to his old self against us. Got his goals, got his penalty. Fred, give him his flowers. He did okay. It wasn't that great, but for Fred's standards, he did all right. He did all right. He did all right. And it's just unfortunate because you could say that that unbeaten run was papering over the cracks, but I think we did well because putting an unbeaten run in the Premiership is not easy, no matter who you face. We got off to a tough start of the season, and we beat who was in front of us. I know the truth doesn't have much of an agreement with that because he has a different opinion on the way we play. But I think for where we are at the moment, if we've been honest with ourselves, I think we did okay. I think to beat who's in front of us and to put together that run, our defense was good, but coming up against the top teams again, we had a reality check. Just to kind of put it plain and simple, we were put back to our level and made to eat humble pie. So that exposed us, shows that there's still a lot of work to do, and hopefully Arteta's taking notes.
That was summed up quite well. All banter aside, I do agree.
I want you to put
We'll get you to.
I want you to put no. Just before the thing, I want to see Skip Bayless' face saying it's my turn now. That's what I want to see you put. Yeah, it's my turn now. That's what I want to see you put when it's my go. Go.
Look, I agree with you in terms of what you said. You can only beat what's in front of you. The 10 games, let's be realistic. And the start you had was tough. Away at Brentford, newly promoted team, it happens. And then obviously Chelsea and then Man City. Then after that, you get a good run of games coming in. Difficult game against Leicester as well, away. I know Ramsdale was on smoke that day, but you managed to get the 3 points. And then after that, Liverpool, as I said, Liverpool away, it's difficult. United, I think the grievance with United is that they weren't even that good and you still ended up losing the game. And I think that's the grievance. Because I think any other time, it's like away at Old Trafford, we know how bad the record is there. You kind of just swallow the pill and accept it. But then the Everton game happened and then it's just like they hadn't won. They hadn't won for 8 games in a row.
Conceding for fun. That's what hurt me, man, as well.
And yeah, they're conceding. Truth.
It's my turn!
Listen. We know we're gonna get into Mike L. But
is L really the middle initial, or the people actually call him just?
Oh, it's Mikel. It's Mikel, but I call him Mike L.
Yeah.
For L for loser.
So I know I clocked. I didn't even realize. I'm slow.
We're gonna come to the manager, but before I go to the manager, when we look at these things, yes, the 4-0 to Liverpool, it happens. That can happen to anybody. We got pumped 5-0.
No.
You got pumped 5-0.
You guys had Ole, so that was your
which is fair enough. But when you look at the United game, it was 2-2. And then Odegaard goes and makes that stupid tackle in the box, and it makes it 3-2. You could have equalised at the end. I think it was Abba with the chance to make it 3-3. You go away with a point.
Anyway.
Always having chances at the end of games. And
it was offside anyway, so we're not counting.
The Everton game, yes, we know VAR, Richarlison could have had a hat-trick. But when we look at the game on a whole, if Nketiah scores that header, right, we're talking about something different. On top of that, Abba again in the last minute, right?
Let's not forget as well. Sorry to quickly answer. You talked about VAR, just reminding me that Holgate stump on the face of is it Holgate on Tomiyasu or Godfrey? That's it. Sorry, yeah, Godfrey. When he stepped on that, come on, how can you not even look at that or review it? Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just going to address that. I think what you need to look at in that sense is the key word is intent. And the problem with that was his foot has to come down. You can't hop on one foot. His foot has to come down. So it's got to come down somewhere. I think obviously he knows Tomiyasu's there, but as far as he's concerned, he's like, I'm not going to hop on one leg. The foot has to come down. Did it have to come down?
You'd rather take out someone's eye.
No, did it have to come down in his face? Maybe not. But this is why there was no red card shown in that instance. Just to address that, take from it what you will. But truth, do the players not have to take responsibility for what has occurred on the pitch in terms of stupid penalty given away, in terms of missing chances that could equalize or win games? Surely the players have to take some responsibility as much as the manager does.
First, let me just comment on the VAR for, what's his name? Was it Holgate? Godfrey. Yeah, for me, they were looking at the wrong thing. It wasn't about intent. It was just serious foul play.
Literally.
They were looking for the wrong thing in terms of intent. It's like a bad tackle. You're not looking for a bad tackle for intent. Like if it's high above thing, they're looking for dangerous play, and that was just dangerous play, and that's what we're looking for. But forget about all that, because I come from an era where we created enough chances that all these small things never mattered. When you dominate a game and have 60% possession of the ball, all these tiny things do not matter one bit. But when you're where we are, and we're just giving the other team the ball, creating little to no chances, these things become more of an issue. In this game, like has happened throughout the whole 10-game unbeaten run, there is a common pattern, and that is our shit football. It's our crap, negative football, going 1-0 up and sitting back. This is the first crime. I'm gonna list a thing of Arteta's crimes. Yeah, and you tell me if he's guilty or not. So it's crap football. This has been from the start. This has been from last year. We keep on, and I told you guys this last year when Tottenham were winning games. I told you guys this. Shit football is not sustainable to be successful in the Premier League. You cannot afford to give any team in the Premier League no more 60% of possession of the ball at any given time of the game. You're asking to be punished. The game is all about territory. You're talking about Odegaard making that tackle. Why is Odegaard making that tackle? Why is your number 10 back in your box? Why is he there? That comes from strategy. That comes from Arteta's tactics. That these guys need to be on the back foot and try and... No! I want to see my team go for the kill. I'm sick of giving... And you understand it because as a Man United fan, you are sick of watching your team play counter-attacking for deep block. Against small teams, against big teams, okay. But against small teams, and I put United in that category because at that time, they hadn't won since September. They were there for the taking. That defense, come on. The Low hasn't played in ages. Tellers is still finding his feet. Lindelof is cack. Maguire is cack. Fred and McTominay still went, McTominay still don't run stuff in midfield. Fred was playing box to box, so he was leaving more space for us. Every time we went forwards, we actually looked dangerous because you guys are so those 4 and 2, your back 6 or back 7, that's where your vulnerabilities lies. That's why we scored so easily straight away after you guys scored.
True.
But we keep on doing the same thing, and I call it back foot football. And this is what Arteta is. He's a back foot man. Another thing that he's doing that's pissing me off is poor man management. When's the last time you seen Pepe?
Oh my days, bro. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. It's criminal activity. I gotta say that. As much as I banter, yeah, like that, bro. Listen, Eddie Nketiah, you know.
I know.
Bro, do you know how crap this guy is, bro?
And he wants to leave as well.
Your boy Maitland-Niles has had a man of the match performance against Newcastle. Why is he not being seen in 2 games? Because why is that idiot?
I know what you're gonna say.
He was the man of the match. Don't disrespect him. He was the man of the match against Everton.
Why is that idiot stepping back on the pitch after being out for nearly 3 months? He's come back onto the pitch. Okay, fine.
Xhaka played for you well for you, man.
Huh?
I thought Xhaka was one of your best players.
Why? What was he doing?
He was putting his foot in. You know,
SC, you can't win when it comes to him. The truth.
He was putting his foot in. He was leading down the. He was leading.
I'm not even bantering.
Your team is only as good as your cackest player. Your team is only as good as your cackest player. That's like when what's his name? Matic has good games, but teams are still creating chances and fingering around him. He just looks like he's playing good because he's so limited. He's making the team play worse. Because in midfield, Partey doesn't have a mobile partner.
Oh man, Partey's awful right now.
Partey is my boy, yeah. Ghanaian all day, every day. We have to get that out here, but he's playing
terrible. He's playing poor. I know he's playing poor, but he doesn't have a mobile partner that can cover the way he's playing poor. You got someone like Xhaka who's so limited in what he can do. He got a yellow card, and what can he do just before the second goal? Commit a challenge on Gomez. Because that's what he always does. He's always out of position. And even for the goal, look at Xhaka and look who he's marking. He doesn't know where danger is. Why is Gray attacking our back? The second goal. Why is Gray onto our back 4? Where is that protection?
But he picked out. I think he when Damari Gray picks that ball up. I mean, you had Tomiyasu who allowed him to come inside.
Yeah, Ben White,
and then the seaside sender Ross.
Right? I'm saying, where is the protection? Why is there such an easy access to our back 4? I don't understand it.
That would come down to obviously Xhaka being Xhaka, Partey being in terrible form right now, and then it's a case of was Arteta trying to go for the game and told them to empty the midfield.
No one knows what he's trying to do. Nobody knows what Arteta's plan is for this team. How we attack. Imagine after we scored that goal, we got gifted a goal because we weren't good. We were gifted that first goal. Why are we not going for games? It's obviously a tactic. It's obviously a tactic that we're doing. And then, as you said, bringing on Nketiah, he's not signing a new contract. He hasn't played.
I know, why?
Man, like Eddie Murphy and Nketiah, bro. Like.
He's dead as well, bro. He tried.
Ghanaians are not winning at all. We're not winning at all.
Dead, bro, man.
Not on the pitch.
I don't understand this. As I said, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Pepe. You know, and the joke is, you know why Nketiah is leaving? It's because Aubameyang has played for the last 2 months.
Yeah, he's not getting any chances.
At least bring on these players, yeah. Make them start matches.
Nah, but Nketiah, he tries to be busy, but he doesn't influence the game at all, man.
Bring them on with more time than 5 minutes what are you going to do in 5 minutes? I don't get it.
Yeah, he get himself sent off, bro. We've seen what he does.
You know the reason why we're not bringing these players on? Because we're holding on to games. We're holding on to games like games against Newcastle.
No, and also they're not good enough. They're not good enough. Remember I told you about the youth team. They're not good. They're not good enough. You used to preach on about the youth. They're not good enough to be changing.
If we're winning 3-4-0, they're good enough to bring on. But we're not. We're holding on to games, so we have to keep these players on because we're not going for games. We're trying to counter-attack.
That made no sense what you just said.
If we're 3-4-0 up in games, we can afford to bring these players on with more time.
Yeah,
Or
because
2-0 up.
they're no good, so we're winning the game, so you could just throw them on because we're not gonna lose a 3-4
No,
nil
you
lead.
don't understand what I'm saying. We're holding on to games, so we have to keep the likes of your Sakas on, your Smith Rowes on. They can't get no rest. Aubameyang staying on for no reason. They get, well, like, what are we doing? I don't really understand what we're doing.
Can I ask the question? And yes, we are going to get to Mike L. But Aubameyang.
No.
Let's hear it
no,
let's
please.
hear it
No.
let's hear it
I'm,
outside of
I'm not going to personally attack players for being picked by Arteta, because as we've discussed before, I'm not going to get into the trap of United fans where United fans start look at results and start ignoring performances, or start blaming fans because start blaming players, because at the end of the day, these guys are robots, as I mentioned before. They're all robots and they have to be programmed. I'm not gonna blame the robots. I'm gonna blame the programmers.
So, Mr. KA, Aubameyang, right?
Now let's hear from an outsider point of view, like outside the club. Yourself, teacher or ST. What's your thoughts?
You know what it is, yeah. I kind of agree with what Truth is saying. Like, the reason why it's not even though Aubameyang needs to take responsibility. He's supposed to be this world-class striker and he's supposed to finish. But the simple fact is, it all comes down to Arteta's strategy. Arsenal don't create a lot of chances, and it was kind of similar. And it was very similar to the way Man United were playing. And I can see why Truth is frustrated, because if you know anybody, as someone who plays in a forward position myself, you'll never get opportunities unless there are stuff created for you. You can't always create yourself. And we all know Abba's not that sort of player. Mm-hmm. You know that when he was playing in a 2 with Lacazette, like, he was creating chances. But the fact is, when the system doesn't cater for you creating chances, how are you supposed to be? How are you supposed to score goals? You know what I mean? Like,
look
how are
at
you supposed to have? Yeah, but even Harry Kane was doing madness. But look at him now. Mm-hmm. You need to have constant chances. It's like memory. It's like memory. Like, if you get a chance, you hit it one time, you hit it wrong, you'll do it the right next time. It has to be coming at you. You have to. It's the practice makes perfect.
Just to add to that, ST, we have no style of play. There's no given pattern.
No, I agree.
This is from a coaching point of view now. This from a coaching point of view. You need to know when someone picks up the ball, say Saka picks up the ball, a proper run team or a proper well-drilled team, Obo would instantly make a run because he knows what Saka's trying to do. On that pitch, when these guys get the ball, they do not know what is going to happen or what anybody's going to do at any given time. No. The only person that I know that's going to do something is Tierney, because his delivery is on point and everyone knows what Tierney wants to do. Get to the byline with him. He's old school. Apart from that, nobody else knows what each other wants to do. That's why we take so long. We are 14th in the league in big chances created. 14th. Big chances created. Like, bear that in mind.
That's mad. Are we not below you for that?
No. You guys,
not anymore, I don't think.
Man said one game and we're already up.
No, we're 14th in the league. And we've been 14th in the league. Like, we've been bottom half of the table throughout the whole, even in that 10-game unbeaten run. We are 14th in the league for goals scored. We've scored 18 goals in 15 games.
And this is why I was also gonna add to that. Yeah, this is why I feel sorry for Pepe, as well, because, like, now you understand why. Yeah, even though I joke around Pepe, I don't think Pepe is as bad as people make him out to be. I don't think he's 70.
No, he's never
been. He had the most goal contributions last season.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. And the thing is, he's not. You know what it is with him. You need someone. You need someone attacking fullback, running past him. That's why him and Tierney were on the same side, or him and Maitland-Niles, someone who's good on the ball. That's where he was playing his best football. And Everton as well, they weren't defensively solid the other day. You can I noticed a lot of like, you could go past them through the wings. They were quite open through the middle. You know, that's Pepe's bread and butter. He would cause them a lot of problems. So I can understand why Truth is feeling in some sort of way, because he's thinking to myself, yes, you could have gone for the win, but you need to put the right personnel on, and Pepe should have come on at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe even if for me, taking off Tomiyasu and probably put on Maitland and Niles there if you want to play it as right back, because you know them two link up very well, and that would have caused a lot of problems on each side. That's what I think. But I understand why you're annoyed. You know, you get me? Like
I'm as an Arsenal fan, I'm sick of these Arsenal fans as well, especially the ones backing Arteta over that 10-game run. I'm like, it's either a lot of these fans weren't around during the actual Wenger era football where we were actually playing decent football, or they're just so devoid of good football, or they're just devoid of success, so they just want success by any means necessary. The football is woeful. It's the worst Arsenal that I've seen since. I'll go as far back as I can't even say George Graham, because George Graham even had ballers and I had a style of play. It's a disgusting mess at the moment. And it all comes 100, sorry, no, I won't say 100%. I'll say 99.9% from the manager. I'll give the players at least 0.1%, but most of it, 0.01%, but most of it comes from the manager, because his job is not to only manage the team on the field. His job is to manage the team off the field. That includes tactics, that includes man management. And the fact is, I feel ashamed and embarrassed because this guy, along with the words of the great Denzel Washington, Malcolm X, I've been had, I was took, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. This guy conned me. How could you learn under Arsene Wenger and Pep Guardiola and play this dead football? This guy's the pastor in the American churches that's all screaming and shouting and saying, screaming and saying, and taking your money and going off to the strip club later that night. This is who he is. Look, I apologize because I fell for it. My name was the truth and I fell for it. But I'm man enough to admit I was wrong. Got Mr. KA, who's an avid fence sitter. His ass must be hurting. He's just sitting on that fence as long as possible.
There's nothing wrong with supporting the team. There's nothing wrong with supporting the team. Doesn't mean I'm Arteta in or out, man. I'm just supporting the team.
And as soon as the axe comes, this is what the fence sitters do. As soon as the axe comes, they're easy ready to drop on either side. That's what fence sitters do. They make it comfortable to jump either side, but not me. Not me. I'm admitting that I was wrong. I'm here admitting my crimes. I want forgiveness. I'll serve my time. This is my time now. I'm serving punishment. But he has to go. End of it. He has to go. And it's going to come soon. Because I spoke to my boy too.
Nah. Two's on vacation.
Yeah,
Two's on vacation.
He's not here.
He's on vacation. Nah. He's done his
one job a year. One job every.
Listen, look how
one job a year.
One job a year. Nah, we might need him into the season.
He's on indefinite leave.
Right?
He's on indefinite
Gardening leave. That's what he's on. Gardening leave.
Mr. K, final question on Arsenal. Your next 5 games in the league: Southampton at home, West Ham at home, Leeds away, Norwich away, Wolves at home. In between that, I think you got the League Cup quarterfinal as well. Games that Arteta can bounce back in. I mean, winnable games. I know West Ham are on smoke right now, but bar that, you would say the other 4 games that I've just mentioned, you should be winning. If he was to get results in all 5 of these games, I'd say that's job done before the next hard phase of your season. So if Arteta wins the next 5 games or even 4 wins and a draw, surely that buys him time to stay at the football club.
So I'm just looking up. Where are we in the league right now? Actually,
7th.
We're 7th.
Yeah.
See, because I did say a couple of I don't know, towards the beginning of the season, on one of the podcasts, I will judge him at Christmas. I thought I'd give him that time, and 7th is not terrible at the moment, despite the losses that we've had and the manner of football we've played. If we're up there, in and around the 4th spot, and a couple of weeks ago we were 1 win away from going into the top 4. If at Christmas, or sorry, January maybe, after the busy period, and we're in that same position, then I was like, okay, we've got something to build on. But yeah, we need to, as the truth said, we need to develop an identity, develop a culture. The leaders on the pitch need to, whoever the leaders are, they need to identify themselves and stand up, because our leadership is poor. We can't. We on the field. I know it stems from Arteta, as the truth said, but they need to be the ones who can take control. If Arteta's not doing something, they're the ones who need to speak up and then talk to certain players and get them to do this and do that. Shout at someone, like show a bit of heart. So I think
That's what Xhaka does.
if he does it and it's effective, then by all means go through, man. Let him do that.
Okay,
I'll
man,
take that.
my boy. But I be gonna lie, yeah, I understand why Truth is frustrated, man. I'll be real. You need the Man United cheating. You just need the man to go. Like
That's what I'm
honestly,
saying.
you need the man to go. Like I'll be real, yeah. You can't he's not really he can't manage people. If
He can't. That's why I said the players need to stand up themselves. Some of them need to identify and step
no,
up.
but the thing is, how can you players are not designed to run a boat. The captain, the manager is supposed to run the boat. How can you run a boat with no instructions? If you don't understand, what I mean.
I know this is not the 90s anymore, early 2000s, but back in the day, come on, Vieira, Keane, Henry,
No.
them guys would have stepped up and been like.
But Wenger had instructions. He had instructions, and they know who the man was. They know.
No, they had instructions, but then also Wenger would tell them. There'll be times where at half time he'd be like, he literally just told them to go out and play. He trusted them. He believed in his team and his players.
Wenger always
that could pull them out of a tough situation. I don't think Arteta can do that.
Wenger was always someone that gave instructions, and with Ferguson, he always had very, very good number twos that would always tell them instructions.
Fergie was the one that told man to go fuck himself, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Fergie's that madman, but Fergie always had them number twos like Mullenstein, Kirosh. That'll be give them the information. So
I'm so glad you didn't say feeling, boy, because I was about to.
Oh, fuck him.
About to cuss.
The legend.
Oh.
The legend, man.
Hey, McLaren, fam.
McLaren was a good number two, though.
I know
McLaren
he
was a very good number two. McLaren was a very good number two.
I'm not gonna lie, he was. I know he messed up with England and stuff, but he had decent ideas. Like you don't win a title in Dutch football if you don't have a little bit
Middlesbrough balling. Remember, he got them to a UEFA Cup. They were ballers. Yeah. They were a dangerous team back in the day. Yeah.
Colors. ST knows because ST is a football guy. Like KA is not a football guy, so he doesn't understand the deepness, how deep it goes, how bad it is. Look, I could.
You don't need to play the sport or work in the sport to understand.
You do because you only understand it on this level. When you understand football on this level, you start seeing things like I know you don't see things that I see on the football pitch. Like I can
read a couple of things in the books and learn how to write a couple of X and O's. That don't mean you understand the game.
No,
it does because a 5-year pass to you, is a different than a 5-year pass to me.
Because the 5-year pass obviously depends on. I'm not gonna get into this, but like because we're gonna be going around in circles. But ST is perfectly right. He needs to go. Like, the only reason, and I know everyone knows this, that I was Ole in is because he was my boy. Because I knew as soon as the shit hits the fan with Arteta, I need Ole to sit back on and I can relax. Now I've got nobody to sit back on. I don't even have Tottenham to sit back on because they've got a good manager. Because no matter what, it's never going to be Conte's fault, and he still has them balling with that cat team. Like it's mad. We're the only side in the Big Six that has a novice for a manager. You know how bad it's going to get before it gets better. He needs to go ASAP. ASAP.
It's true.
And long may it continue with Arteta.
Yeah, exactly that. We don't want.
It's your turn now, isn't it?
Let's go. We don't want him to go anyway.
Listen, there's no one out there right now that can take over the mantle, bro.
There is. Sitting right here, fam.
You do a good job.
Here. I would do better than Arteta.
Man said.
I'm putting it out there. I'm ready to go. I
think we need to tap up Vieira, bro. Like, just take him from. At least we get some.
To be fair, if Arsenal came calling, he would leave.
Yeah,
put some steel in the team.
I'll go for Vieira, but I'm disappointed he lost to United though. So.
Vieira with his team. Listen, Vieira is a bad man manager. You know.
I know, but he has to beat United. I don't want any manager here that's losing against United because it's too much. I'm sick of United fans killing us on social media and the social media derby.
Oh dear, but listen, we'll see what happens. If Arsenal bounce back, bruv.
Someone
Who
said
we got on the weekend,
someone
sorry?
said Vieira is going City, yeah?
Southampton on the weekend. So if Arsenal bounce back, it's all back to top 4 and challenging for the title and all that.
The banners are coming out this Saturday. Banners are coming out. They're back.
Banners, bro.
Arteta acts.
Man said banners, bro. But moving swiftly on, because it's not just the Arsenal show. We need to move on, and we need to talk about, obviously, the legend that is Wreck-It Ralph.
Rolls Royce Ralph. Get me.
German efficiency, Vorsprung Dirch technique, as they call it, bruv. Right, from Mr. Ragnarok. Right.
Oh,
obviously not doing too well right now, but we're playing our C team, bruv. 1-1 with young boys. Yeah, truth. Anyway, but over to you, mate.
Hey, I'm vexed because I never get a chance to rip both you and ST. Ever since ST joined in on this nonsense, yeah, it's just been downhill for my boy Ole ever since.
Joined in, I was always Ollie out. Listen,
I know, that's what I'm saying. Since you joined this thing and gave more back into the nonsense
it's
of
the truth.
Ole out,
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Look, he would have got United the same results and got you guys out of this mire. But let's talk about Ragnick. Let's talk about Ragnick. Let's talk about the game against Palace, actually, because I was interested to know what United fans thought about the game in terms of structure. The burning question, that's still a question mark, even after that first game, which is Ronaldo and the press. And going forward, the team that he's going to select, because I personally think the team that he picked against Palace was just he didn't have enough time to work on anything. So he's like, let me just pick the players that's already been playing. It'd be too risky for me to just throw a player in that hasn't played. So I think that's what it is. But I want to know, first of all, on the performance against Palace, TJ.
Well, what I liked about that performance is that I'm sure if you watch Man United matches, there's not really a sense of control when you're playing with Manchester. When you always think that the other team can score. I think yes, we only won 1-0, but I think we dominated. And when I was watching the football, I can see like there was presses, there was triggers. Like I remember Ronaldo would actually start the press, and I need to commend him as well, because I think it's one of his best performances since he's come back overall. And when the press was triggered, and then whoever was, I forgot who was on the wing, they would press, and then we press in zones. And as a team, I saw a bit of structure as well. We kept the ball very well.
Yeah,
I must say, Fred Davis, as I say, the genius. Pastor Fred's delivering sermons on us. Get me?
Guy just swung his weaker foot at the ball, bro.
Oh, behave yourself, bro. You're just upset because Partey didn't do it.
He swung his weaker foot and just like closed his eyes like this, and I scored.
Listen, Fred has been balling,
Yes.
Fred is playing better than all your midfielders.
Nah, he has.
No, but I'm starting to Carrick though. Carrick unleash Fred, because he's actually played more advanced than I've seen him play. Not, I would say advanced, more box to box than I've seen him play previously under Ole.
I think that's what Fred is, to be honest. I don't think Fred is a defender. I remember him playing for Shakhtar Donetsk. He used to play a little bit more.
He wasn't.
And I was thinking to myself, I used to see him play. I used to think he was actually pretty decent on the ball. But my only issue with Fred is that Fred likes to rush things. He's very like, if you was playing it, for example, in Man City, he'd be very good for Man City, because there's so much moving in front of him. He can just pop it.
Yeah.
But Fred doesn't have that ability to slow the game down, and
he's not. Yeah.
Very reactive. But what I liked about Ragnick, you can see that there was some sort of influence because the press was serious. I could see that Man United put a lot of pressure on their defenders, so we'd be camping in their half. I do like obviously with the team that he picked, I agree with you. I don't think he really knew what he wanted to do straight away, but he couldn't really work on certain things. So he just thought of the safe option. But I think by the next time he actually analyzes his team, he will know which players he will want to play in. And to be honest, I was very happy with the performance. Oh, the only thing I would criticize is weren't enough goals. I would say. I mean, for the sort
Combination.
of position that we had, and the
Yeah,
formation.
you guys had 62%, 16 shots on goal, only 3 on target.
Yeah.
Your fouls number for me is very telling in terms of your press. 16 fouls you guys did, and yes, basically as a high number, but for me, it's just telling how aggressive you guys were without the ball. No more of this sitting back nonsense and this just comes from a manager that just knows what he's doing,
Exactly.
So yeah, no, positive in that regards. TJ, Ronaldo, talk to me about Cristiano. Does he have a future in this type of press? Because he was shattered after about 60 minutes.
After 50, I'd say 50 minutes.
Yeah, he was, you could see it. So does he have a future in this system?
No. He needs to go. Simple as, he needs to go.
It's time to go.
Look, right. Don't get me wrong. I agree with what ST said. It's probably one of his best performances I've seen from him, and he scored goals in some of them. But them dumb fans that see him score goals, and he's been shit for the whole game. But he cannot survive the way how Ragnick wants to play. He can't. Don't get me wrong. For this, look, all right. When I say that, for the next 6 months, Ragnick's going to have no choice but to work with him for 2 reasons. One, because he's probably the experience, and 2, no matter what Ragnick wants to do and how much of a bad man he is, the pressure from the fans, the pressure from the media, the pressure from the board, if he decides to drop him, they'll go nuts. So he's kind of got to work with it. So he's got to then try and fit players around what he's trying to do with Ronaldo. But do not get it twisted. Ronaldo, the amount of game time that he's seen under Ollie, he won't be seeing that same game time under Ragnick, because he doesn't fit the style that Ragnick wants to play. As ST said, after 55 minutes, he was dead. His legs were dead, which isn't his fault. Man's 36, 37, and you're trying to get him to do a young man's thing. But Ragnick's always said this: I like young players. I think Tooth put it in the chat when someone asked him about Messi and Ronaldo, which one will you take? And then he said they're both too old and too expensive. It's telling, and that was at 31 and 29. So it just goes to show what kind of philosophy and what kind of mindset that Ragnick has. But he's got to find the balance between the two. What I will say is, if Ragnick has a good season, and for example, Poch and Ten Hag basically say they're not available, and say Ragnick would take over for another 6 months, I think the club and Ronaldo will have to come to some sort of agreement where he leaves in the summer, because Ragnick won't tolerate having him after the summer if the managers don't become available. And I also think Ten Hag wouldn't have it either. I don't think Ten Hag will have it either. But at this moment in time, Cristiano, yes, he's got a future, but it won't be the future that he wants. I can't say any fairer than that, but he will still contribute and he will still score goals, and Ragnick will use him as he sees fit, but he won't be scared to drop him.
Can I just add on to that quickly before you move on, Truth? I don't think, though, I think it's more than the experience that will get Ronaldo into the team. I think United don't really have the personnel other than Ronaldo to kind of play that style, in terms of like Cavani. He's old as well. Martial, he hasn't really shown, we haven't seen him get back to the form that we know he can play, to kind of lead to then actually put him in to see if he can lead the line like that. Gunwood, he's not really a lead the line player.
That's exactly what I do. I think
you have to change his whole style. It'll take a bit of time.
Who?
Greenwood.
He would have. Why? I think Greenwood's a natural. I hate Greenwood on the wings because he's just too thing to cutting in.
I see Greenwood a
Too
bit
selfish.
more, a bit not on the wings, but a bit deeper though. Like not in, but kind of like a hybrid between a 9 and a 10.
I think he's a straight line. I think having
He's a straight
this
line.
this guy is addicted to shooting. I think you take full advantage of that. I'm having up front, and you saw his finish today. And just generally, I like Greenwood's eye for goal. Remember at the start of the season, he had 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Before Ronaldo came in.
Yeah.
So,
You need to play Greenwood up front
yeah.
with Sancho and Martial on the wing or something.
Okay, to rebut to what you said, I think it works perfectly.
I think he can get. I think sorry, quickly. I think he can get there. To clarify, I think he can get there. But that's what I said. I think it will take time to mold him, to mold him into that position. That's why I said Ronaldo will get those opportunities now because of personnel and what they can do.
I personally think if Ragnick has his way, his first two, because obviously Ragnick has changed the formation, so he's trying to play the 4-2-2-2, and I think his first two strikers, if he had his way, will be Martial and Greenwood, because I think Greenwood's initiating the press, and then as what you said, Greenwood's a 9, he can't do the dropping in. The one person that can do that is Martial, and Martial will drop in, link the play, and play them balls in for Greenwood to run onto, and then your two wide players, or the two wide tens as they call it, would probably be Jaden and Rashford, and then in the middle of midfield, ideally he'd probably want in most games Fred and Donny to play there, so he has complete control of the midfield. His two wide tens have the pace to get in behind. Martial will come and drop in, and then you got Greenwood to finish. Those are the types of players that he likes.
You didn't mention your guy, Labille. Is he not going to be there anymore?
When Labille comes back, he'll be in the team. He'll be in the team. I have no qualms about it. Everyone's saying. So? Everyone's saying, everyone's like, Labille doesn't press and blah, blah, blah. I think in our stats, he's got the 3rd highest press ratings at Manchester United, but Labille doesn't press.
Heckling fans say not a chance.
He will be in the team when he comes back. 100%.
I'm interested. For me, as I said, the one thing about this United team, for me, was that Ranick's going to find hard, is that it still is unbalanced. I still think he's going to work hard to find the right balance in that team, which I think is going to be his
I don't think he'll find
issue.
it. Again, back to personnel. I think he'll
I think his issue will be, look, in terms of, as I said, in terms of what happened against Crystal Palace, that's what I fully expect. And I think he'll find the balance against those sort of teams. Where I agree with you and where he will struggle is what team he plays against the Liverpools, the Man Cities, and the Chelseas. Okay. I think that's where he's going to struggle to find the balance, because you can't play that 4-2-2-2 against the big teams, because they will piss all over you. And that's what I will say. I think against all the other teams, I can see that we'll be fine. I'm very intrigued to see in the next coming games how it develops, because I don't think we don't have.
Oh, you have an amazing fixture run.
Game until like something stupid. Like I think we don't play no one big until like March. I think it's
ridiculous.
Something stupid like that. But then again, as I said,
next hard game.
But as I said, the whole thing was, I think I said it to you like at the beginning of the season. The first thing that I pointed out is that we play everybody like we did at the end of the run with you lot at the beginning, like at the beginning of the season. Then we play everybody at the end of the season. So as much as it's a good run, like we play everybody at the beginning where losing points, you lose ground, and we play everybody at the end where you lose points and you're out of the top 4.
But
so
I think this run will solidify you guys in the top 4, because
I don't think so.
You have to look at Norwich. Your next.
Oh yeah, Norwich. Yeah.
Norwich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle.
I
Even
think
go beyond that, Burnley.
I think Brighton away won't be. No, not Brighton.
Brentford.
No, because shall I tell you the one thing you guys are gonna have? Pressing football is what destroys these little teams.
Yeah.
Because these little teams, they can't handle press. Their players are not good enough to handle press. That's why Liverpool destroy these teams so badly. So the only issue I may get unstuck is that he's still experimenting and trying new things. I'm trying things. So that's the only thing.
And
But this
and I
one is the
think
perfect time to.
I think the only other thing that I am concerned about, and it happened, we saw it happen with Klopp when he was developing his Liverpool side, and that is burnout, because these teams haven't had to press. They haven't had to press like this. And yes, we've got good players that can do it, but these players haven't had to press 2-3 times a week, especially when we're going into the period of December and January, the FA Cup, and then back into the Champions League. So that's going to be interesting. And it's a good thing, because I think the difference between us and Liverpool is our squad is bigger and we've got more of a pool to select from. But burnout will be my other concern. But as of right now, the jury's still out. As I said at the beginning, when Ragnick came in, I'm not expecting too much. I'm not. What I am expecting is for us to at least establish a structure and a system that we can see week in, week out, and we go from there and see what happens, bro. Because I'm out of corner of my eye, I'm watching this game, and I can say since this stream's gone on, we've missed 7 clear-cut opportunities. I could never say that under Oli. Never.
I was actually going to follow up with that. So ST, TJ, your expectations. TJ already said it. So ST, because for me, are you in the camp where you're willing to give Rangnick time this season, even if he fails, or does he have to be successful? Does he have to be successful?
The reason why I'm going to give Ragnick time, for the simple fact is, I want to see first a change in the style of football, and a consistent change in the style of football. As with Klopp, that's what I'm saying. When Klopp came in, he wasn't getting the results. He wasn't doing I wouldn't say he wasn't doing very well, but
I mean, he got to 2 finals, but we could see, we understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I want to see a style of play implemented first.
Okay.
So I'd say if he could get top 4, yes. But if I see his style of play an improvement in the way we're playing, then I would be satisfied for now. Then next season, I would expect more, because he's implemented his DNA and style on the team.
So you don't think he needs a trophy?
No.
I don't.
No.
I don't.
I'm honest.
I think what's imperative for him is making top 4. I think solidifying that 4th spot. I agree with ST. I am willing to forgive a trophy if I can see a structure, a style, and it's consistent, and we know what we're going to get from our team. Don't get me wrong, little tweaks here and there when we play the big teams away and whatnot, but it's consistent in what we do. And obviously, if we're consistent results as well. But where I won't be so forgiving is if we don't make top 4. We don't make top 4, that's Europa League. I mean, unless we win the Champions League, which isn't going to happen. But we have to make top 4. Top 4, no trophy, and we get a consistent style and a system. I'm happy with that. I'm willing to do that. And then we go into the summer and we see what happens. I've said it before. If PSG go out in the last 16, that's Poch sacked. Poch gets the rest for the rest of the season. Thank you very much to Ragnick. He moves up, changes the whole culture upstairs. Poch comes in with a similar philosophy, and then that's when I become excited about what's going to happen at Manchester United. And that's when I can be like, all right, cool, you haven't got a choice now. Top 4 is a minimum requirement, and you have to try and win a trophy from there.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a good roundup.
But yes, people, unfortunately, we ain't got time to talk about Chelsea because we run out of time.
I had another question as well, but that could be another day.
Who won last week?
Okay.
So the last 2 weeks, who won?
Over to the Prem predictions. I'm in charge. Charge.
Right. So first of all, the last week that we did it.
Yeah, it was a draw between me and KA, wasn't it?
No, TJ won that one.
Oh.
Remember the one that we drew was the one before. TJ, you won by 1 point because you got the perfect result.
VAR, man. We need VAR coming on this.
For one of them, I can't remember which one, but you got a perfect result for one of them.
Oh, I said it was draw between me and KA, but
because you got 6 and KA got 5.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
For the midweek fixtures, it was a draw between myself and Mr. KA. because we got the perfect result. Who won 2-1? Oh, I can't remember. Whoever won 2-1, that was the perfect result that tipped
Man
us
City.
over the bar. Was it City? I can't remember. My book's over there. I can't bother to get up
City
and
won
get it.
2. City beat Aston Villa 2-1, innit?
Yeah, I think it was that one. I think we got the perfect one for that. And then all the other results we got. So, yeah, that was a draw between myself and Mr. K.
I'm getting pressure now. TJ's on 4 points.
The weekend, one, unfortunately, Mr. K and the Truth didn't put their thing in for that. The weekend, unfortunately, I have to give my flowers to ST, bro.
ST's on the board.
Because he got the perfect result. Oh, what did he get the perfect one for? I need to get my book, bro. But he got the perfect result for one, and that's
if you want to get up, quickly grab it if it's nearby.
Oh no, it's too far. It's in the upper room.
Okay.
But
I almost got the perfect result for the Everton and Liverpool one.
Yeah.
Was next. I knew.
Yeah, the biggest joke is if you would have got that Everton Liverpool one, you would have won it for the midweek. You would have won it for the midweek. That's how close it was. But yeah, the weekend one, ST gets on the board with that one, bro.
ST's on the board. So updated one. Well, I'm back fit now, so no one's gonna be winning. You guys took advantage of me being here. Okay, I give you guys your plan. You took advantage. I was injured. What can I say? I've still got 6. KA's on 3. TJ's on 4. So it's starting to get a little bit.
ST's on.
ST's on the board with his 1 now.
Yes, it is on the board. Still time.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's start this week. Now that I'm back, I'm ready. I'm ready for my predictions. First game. Oh crap! No, I'm not ready yet.
First game, Arsenal, Man City, Wolves.
Yeah, I'm ready. Man City versus Wolves. I'm starting that one. I think that's going to be 2-0 Man City. 2-0 Man City. Okay.
We should be allowed to pick the same scores, man.
You can.
Oh no, we are.
Oh, we are.
The only reason why we don't put the same scores is because
you want to share
the win.
You want to win,
I know, but it's like
because that's what I did. The one that you and I drew for, I picked the same one as you. That's how I picked the same one as Mr. K. That's how I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone just wants their own scores so they can win, man.
I'm going for a 3-0 City win.
3-0. Wolves are hard not to crack, man. TJ.
Who's at home?
City's at home.
3-1 City.
Ooh, you think Wolves are going to score?
I consider 3-1. City have been conceding recently. It's been a while since they've had a clean sheet.
I know, but Wolves struggle to score, man.
I'm going to say 2-1. I think it's going to be closer than people think it is. I think Wolves are playing well, I think Wolves are playing well,
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be close. I just don't think it's going to be... I think it's going to be an early City goal and a late City goal.
Yeah.
Second game is Chelsea Leeds.
This is a hard one.
Nah.
No, not for me. Not for me.
ST, you start it off.
3-0.
Bamford back though.
To who?
To Chelsea.
Bamford's back at Leeds, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah, Bamford back scored. So he scored. Did he score?
He
did in the last minute. Last minute. Yeah, he did.
Jeez. Fantasy K Bamford, yeah.
That goal was a Fox in the box type goal. So maybe that's what he needs.
Who's at home?
Chelsea.
What ST? What did you say?
I said 3-0.
3-1 Chelsea. They're gonna have a point to prove, bro. Especially after that draw with Zenit, bro.
Nah, I've got.
Bro, that's why I wanted to talk Chelsea, bro, because the run that they're on right now, like there's question marks over Tuchel right now, bro.
I know.
You see when Wreck-It Ralph? You see when the daddy comes to town? The sons get shook,
The biggest joke. If we
Look
lose
at
the
these
young
Man
boys,
United
yeah,
fans now. Truth.
if we lose the young boys, yeah, like these men are gonna be cussing,
They're
bro.
gonna be cussing me. Yeah, I know.
Nah,
But
the team you guys put out, you guys had Matter playing that.
Bro, Wreck-It Ralph bro, he just subbed off Dean Henderson, bro, and Wharton Ton Heaton, bro. He doesn't rate because we're already topping it. We're already topping it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
Nothing
Kay.
came
Sorry,
through.
Kay. Sorry.
Yeah.
no, it's cool. It's all good. It's all good.
He
But
don't
I
rate
think I don't think it's gonna be as easy for Chelsea because, as you said, they're not on the
That was
best
right.
of run,
Yeah.
and also they've got a lot of injuries. This team is not really playing well. Tuchel's made a few comments about the performances in the previous games.
They miss Kante and Kovacic.
They do.
Yeah,
Oh
do.
yeah, massively,
So
massively, bro.
I think
Especially Kovacic.
Yeah, they miss Kovacic.
I think
that
they'll
pivot.
still. Bruh, like, can I get out of my thing? Like, it just guys are just
Take
talking
too long, man. Let's
bears,
come with
bruh.
prediction.
I haven't even had a
move
chance
on,
to
man.
start talking. I haven't even had a chance to start talking. I'm going for a 2-1 Chelsea. I think they'll pip it, but it's not gonna be easy for them.
2-1.
I say that because Leeds are losing. They've got a couple of players missing as well. Calvin Phillips is out, isn't he? So
Yeah, he's got a hamstring.
yeah, so I think Bamford, he's still warming up. So 2-1 Chelsea.
It's funny because I literally just flip-flopped when Kay was talking. First, I was like, it's going to be close. I was going to go for a draw. And I was like, nah, they're going to win. Then Kay was like, oh, it's going to be close. I'm actually going to go 2-0 Chelsea.
Mhm.
I think they have to win.
They
They
have
literally
to.
can't,
I
they
agree.
can't afford to lose this game. They literally can't afford to lose this game because a gap is going to appear between City and Liverpool, and you don't want a gap to appear between those two teams and yourself.
No.
Yeah, so yeah, I go 2-0. My favorite scoreline.
Arsenal, Southampton.
Arsenal, Southampton, KA.
I'm going for.
Well, TJ, did you say Chelsea versus Leeds? Did he say
TJ said 3-1.
Oh, it is. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you. Sorry about it. Yeah, go on.
This is a hard one. It's a hard one. I think Arsenal want to put in a performance in front of the fans again. Bit of redemption. So I'm gonna go for a 1-1. I don't know. I don't trust Arsenal.
What are you saying there?
I don't trust Arsenal.
After all of that,
I don't trust us. I don't trust us. I was gonna say 1-0.
Just
I don't
bamboozled
trust
you know
me,
what?
boy.
That's how you know you're Arteta out by not even saying it.
I don't trust us, man. I can see Broya or Adams just doing their madness. On their day, they can be dangerous. So I'm going 1-1. I don't trust the Seaside Cinderus, man. I don't trust him.
TJ.
TJ.
Sorry.
I thought you muted us.
Bruv, listen, you lot need to have faith in Mike L, bruv. I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0.
2-2.
Yes, he knows, man.
Man
It's gonna be a
said
draw.
2-2, bro.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is gonna be like 2-0 Southampton.
I am-
No, he's gonna say 5-0,
No.
mate.
I'm going 1-3 Southampton
Oh God! Wow.
because we don't
Bruh.
score more than one, and then
They are
if you
not.
wanna-
You think they can
if
come
you
and
want
score?
to if you want to see a good manager, go look at Hasenhuttl for Southampton, playing with literal dirt, and he's just scraping
It's true.
not results, performances. Forget results. This guy with dirt is getting performances out of that dead team. Because
Well, that Liverpool is good though. That Liverpool
they got good. They got
No,
decent
he's good.
players. Yeah,
They
But
got
that's
Chelsea
decent
a
Academy.
players, but they're
championship team.
dead food, bruv.
They're a
Dead
championship
food.
team. But the way that he's getting these guys playing, pressing football with energy, like they should have destroyed Brighton. Like they just don't have a goal scorer. I thought who's that guy they got?
Che Adams or Armstrong.
Shea Adam,
Armstrong.
Broya,
I
and
thought
Armstrong
Armstrong because he was banging goals in but then
at the start of the
difference
season.
level in it.
Just banging
Mm,
goals
the
in the
levels.
championship. Really, yeah.
Yeah,
levels.
Yeah.
Next game, Liverpool, Aston Villa.
Oh, Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, Steven
Gerrard.
Gerrard. Anfield.
Back at the Anfield. Yeah.
Gerrard.
It's a hard.
Ooh, what do you do for this one?
Who's
I think
first?
Villa going to be up for it, but Salah's just on smoke. Southampton's like I could only see a 3-0 Liverpool here.
Mhm.
A bad homecoming for him. 3-0 Liverpool. TJ
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0. ST
3-1 Liverpool.
Jeez, full house. Okay.
That was my score. 3-1.
Fair enough.
That was my score. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it.
3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-1.
Fair enough. Norwich United. This should be an easy 7-0.
No, 4-0. I'll take
Where you going 4-0, ST, yeah?
4-0. 4-0.
But he's getting what? CR7 hat trick, yeah.
This guy's gassed. Randy's got him gassed. KA.
I'm gonna keep him a bit more modest. 2-0
2-0.
to United, by the way.
I'm going to go. So it's so weird because I just don't know. I don't know what United are gonna do. Smith has turned Norwich around a little bit. Who did they lose against recently? Norwich.
Tottenham. They
Tottenham.
got slapped. They got slapped.
Yeah, they got slapped. I'm going 3-0 Man United.
Fair enough.
TJ. Oh, this is the first time, Akbar. It's the first time I'm gonna hear a scoreline about Man United from TJ. 1-1.
1-1.
Okay.
2-1 United.
Still.
Bro,
Pookie party, yeah.
And the last game is Tottenham versus Brighton.
Can we like that? Well, I just saw on thing
Tottenham.
that I just saw on thing that
Potential.
their game against Rennes been postponed, so I don't think that game's gonna happen.
Wait, what?
The game tomorrow in the Conference League has been postponed.
It's because
No.
of the COVID situation.
But it's different. Oh, did you not know about the COVID stuff?
Yeah, they got COVID, but they got enough players.
No,
they postponed it in it, so I won't be surprised if that game against Brighton.
But
gets
there's
postponed
different
as well.
rules though, because isn't
14.
there
They
European
don't.
rules where you need a minimum to put the list
I
that
think
they posted? They need to have at least 10 or 12 players or something
15.
like that. 15, yeah.
I don't think they got enough. They got 14.
Yeah, so in the Premiership they will have enough. They have a 25-man squad to.
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll do it, but just don't be surprised if that game gets called off.
No, actually, no. There's a bigger game than that. Leicester Newcastle. Let's go Leicester Newcastle. I've been having fun watching the Newcastle revival, or attempted revival. Black and White Army. That's my team, Saudis. So I'm gonna go. Let's do Leicester Newcastle.
A hard one.
ST.
I'm gonna say 1-1. Leicester are not on good form.
No, are they?
They're not.
No, and I don't see it getting better for Brendan. And I think that Newcastle are a bit on a run. You know, Eddie Howe's got them playing a little bit. So
I'm going for Newcastle win.
fair enough.
I'm gonna go 3-2. I think there's goals in this one.
Fair enough.
3-2. TJ.
3-1 Leicester.
Okay.
Boy, I'll take them body goals, man. My fantasy team needs them, boy. He's on some borrowed time, boy. He's gonna be out soon. I'm going 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
Okay, full set of fixtures, 6 in total. Hopefully, I'm gonna be back to form this week. Yeah, I can't let TJ. He's slowly creeping up on me, man. Freaking hell.
Oh, that's what Fergie said, bro. It
Squeaky
starts in the squeaky bum time, bro, as they say.
Well, you're saying the truth is Kevin Keegan, yeah?
I will love it. I will love it if we beat them. But people, let us know what you think in the comments. Are you Arteta in? Are you Arteta out? Should the Seaside Senderos have to take the blame for what happened? Is Aubameyang
so
now
rude, that
finished?
name. It's the rudest name ever. Ever.
TJ, you're deep, you know.
Let us know what you think of Ragnick. Are you happy with what's happened so far? Do you think he has to get top 4 and a trophy? Do you think he needs a trophy alone? Does he get an extended contract if he does well this season? And who else do you want to come in after Ragnick is done? And let us know your predictions as well for the Premier League fixtures. Join in, have some fun with us. We want to hear from you as always. Want to say thank you very much to my guys, The Truth, Mr. KA and ST. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Pleasure, you, man.
People coming up. Listen, don't get onto me about the F1. It's got nothing to do with me. You aim
this weekend, innit?
You aim all your frustrations at The Truth. It's got nothing to do with me. We're gonna have the review of 269. Footy Chat will be hopefully back earlier because there's midweek games. We got midweek games, so there's possibility Footy Chat will be back on Tuesday coming out, hopefully. Boxing Talk will be coming up as well. And obviously, leading up to Christmas, I keep saying it to you, it's coming. NBA Talk will be back very soon. Don't ask me when, because I don't know.
That's because your Lakers are trash. That old people's home.
Listen, bro, I told you, retirement home for us, bro. Even though we battered the Celtics, but who really cares? But people, stay safe out there as we're looking at lockdown 4 again. It's just depression after depression after depression. But keep safe out there, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.